What's going on, Pisces? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an amazing birthday season so far. Yeah, a little over the top, but it's your birthday. Of course I'm going to do it. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be self-growth, Pisces, and all the ways that you can embody the best qualities of your future self. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just good energy all around here, Pisces. Now, Pisces, with this spread, I'm going to be going until Higher Self says stop. We're just going with the flow here. And just so you're all aware, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply the energies to people as they make sense for your situation, okay? More. And then lastly, the decks that I'm using. This one here is the Astro Matrix Tarot deck. And the other one that I'm working with is the Anatomy of a Witch Oracle deck. And I'll include links for these decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested there, Pisces. Oy. Okay, let's see what's going down here in your world, though. Ooh, look at you, Pisces. Major Arcana City. And interesting. Okay. You know, Pisces, I feel like for some of us right now, you know, where do I even want to start? I feel like that this, well, you know, let's get into, okay, hold on. I'm all over the place. Let's start with the Justice card. Because here's the thing. We're getting ready to get to a time, you know, looking at this Judgment card, and it's funny, you know, Pluto's going to be moving into Aquarius here, I want to say either sometime today or just sometime within like the next few days here, Pisces. I got to check on that. But we're getting ready to go into we're going through a transformative time, Pisces. And this is going to be a time, you know, I feel like that to really paying attention to what we're manifesting right now, you know, seeing what actions that we're taking towards growth and seeing the effects of that, you know, paying attention to just what you're doing during this time period, you know. I feel like this is going to be really a good time for not just your sign, but just for all of us. But really what's going down with your sign, you know, we have a real big, you know, big movement happening is that Saturn is going to be moving into your sign on the 7th, depending on when you're watching this, of March. And that's also going to be the same around the same time when the full moon's going to be in Virgo as well, which is the opposite sign of you. So there's going to be a lot of big kind of transformative energies here, Pisces. So we want to be mindful, one, of just where are we at in life, you know, is this where we pictured things are at, or where we want it to be right now? Not to say that you should feel like that you should be, you know, that you're got all of your dreams all figured out, which if we do, lovely. But more so just like, do we feel like that there's the direction that our lives are going right now? Does this feel like where you want to go? Or is there something that, you know, that it's wanting to change, you know? Does it seem like that? Does this feel like that you're pulling the chariot, or is this feels like someone, you know, like a predetermined guide point here? Is this something that maybe we're doing for others, or let's say, or, you know, that I'm hoping this is making sense, Pisces. You know, I feel like that this is a time for you to make sure that we're following our hearts here. You know, that we're going on our path and doing things that we really want to do and that resonate with us. Because, you know, I feel like with when we think about Saturn, Saturn energy is the planet, is a planet of restrictions and limitations. But Saturn is doing that in order for us to grow. It rules over Pisces and Aquarius. And when I think of those energies, it's one where, yes, it's going to be a lot of work at first. It's going to feel like you're kind of locked into place right now. But it's one of those when we put in that work, whatever it is that we're getting ready to accomplish in life, when we invest in ourselves on this journey and embrace that new changes are coming into the mix here, then that's how we get to our victory. That's how Saturn rewards us, when we work on the things that are holding us down, areas that are restricting us. That's what Saturn's not meant to be there to just like bully us or to just like be there like, no, you're grounded. No, this is just like, hey, what are some things that are holding you back, that are keeping you tied down, that we can make some space for, so that we can bring in some newness, so that we can usher in some growth, Because think too, Pisces, these are more so kind of outer planets that are moving around right now. Pluto moves signs every about 20 to 30 years, and I want to say Saturn, it's like about every 3 years, I want to say. And these are big things that are coming down. And this is not for me to scare you, Pisces. This is just to get you ready so that we can ride the wave a lot easier. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that this is going to be a good time for water signs, but really I feel like it's going to be a really good time for you as well. Because we're going to experience these energies for quite a while. So let's see what else we got going on here, Pisces. But I'm even thinking with this Four of Pentacles as well, Pisces, checking in to see if there are any old behaviors or such that are holding us back. We want to get on top of those because, there's going to be a lot of this going around, a lot of judgments. I just did Cancers on the other channel, funny enough. Yeah, I just got done doing Cancers. They got the Tower. I want to say I did Sagittarius yesterday. It's just a lot. The energies are changed. A lot of death cards, hanged man's, judgments, a lot of that. Letting go. So if there are some things that are no longer, serving us a purpose, it's time to make that decision. It's time to evaluate that. Because sometimes too, these situations, when they feel uncomfortable, is because there are still behaviors or things that are just no longer resonating with us. That higher self or future self, God, Buddha, Jesus is just trying to let you know that, hey, we got bigger things cooking up here, and whatever this shackle is, or whatever this low vibratory energy that may be holding us down, it's time to adapt. We need to make a decision. Do you want to hold on to this thing, if it keeps you down, or do we want to release that with this when we're going through this judgment here? Because here's what's going to happen if we hold on to this stuff here. And again, this is not for me to scare you, but if we keep holding on to things that aren't serving us a purpose, that's how we get into like hanged man situations where it feels like it feels uncomfortable, and it feels like a lot of stuff is happening to us as opposed to us working with the energies, Pisces. This is one in order to get to victory, to get to, the celebration, all of that, it's a balance. Sometimes where we get to enjoy, when we put in the work, and then other times we have to put in that, we got to work on the lessons, the dark horse. But when we find that balance of those things, it really does work out. We achieve balance. And, Pisces too, when I'm thinking with this Four of Pentacles, this can also be like a card of savings, and I feel like that makes sure that we're being mindful, not even just with our resources, obviously, but more so just with our energy reserves. Pentacles for me can be just like just more so intuitively, I feel like it's be mindful of your energy reserves, because I'll tell you what, I'm a Cancer, and my sun placement's in the 12th house, so I'm almost like a Pisces. But it's, I'll tell you what I'm feeling a lot. There's the energies. The moon was in when I'm recording this. I just had a little bit about me. I just went through a spell yesterday, but it was just because there's a lot happening energetically. It's already kind of starting to feel the mix, and you might already notice that too. Water signs are definitely more in tune to things like this, just naturally more. All the signs are definitely feeling it, but we're, especially, I feel like Saturn going into your sign and being a water sign, we're all gonna feel that maybe a little bit extra than maybe the other signs. So just something to be mindful of too. Make sure that we're protecting our energies at this time. Be mindful of what we're watching, and what we're listening to, who we're listening to, just all of that. Just never be too mindful. But you know what, Pisces, even with this, I'm thinking with the Chariot popping up here, I feel like that this is one where I do feel like that there is a victory coming for you here. But it's, I was just thinking, you had a lot of Six of Swords going around. It's about, there's a lot of, we're getting to the end of a cycle here, Pisces. This is going to be, and I find that sometimes it's when we're thinking about as far as like letting stuff go, we can, maybe what makes that transition a little bit easier, if instead of looking at it as that we have to let things go, looking at it as we're being, we're being reborn. There's a rebirth happening, new opportunities are coming in. We're making space for newer, greater things. But Pisces, if we're going on this venture and we're bringing old stuff down along with us, you see these swords in this boat here. This is what happens when we try to go on our new beginnings, but we don't let go of things that are holding us back. They're putting holes in our boats, and it's just making it. You're going to get to shore, Pisces, but whether your boat's going to be above water or not is going to be a whole other story. And then you got a passenger, you got your guide here. Be compassionate, Pisces. Think about your guide. I'm kidding. Well, not really, but but Pisces. Listen to this is something where I feel like it may not feel, the emotions might be running high right now. You may not be feeling at your most logical. Listen with all of your senses. I feel like, I like that this woman has like a blindfold on here with the Two of Swords, because it's like, if we can't, if we're going through a lot right now, finding a different way to maybe process this information. Maybe it's like, if we're trying to sit down and figuring this thing out and it's not working, maybe getting out, maybe changing up the environment, getting out in nature, stimulating some of the other senses, you know what I mean? Sometimes just like getting out and about provides like a fresher perspective. This is the moon in Libra here, and I feel like that this is going to be a time where we're going to really, if we're going to maintain balance, Pisces, we're going to have to trust our instincts. The moon has to deal with intuition, and the moon is constantly oh, where'd you going? The moon, you see, the moon is just constantly doing whatever she wants, but it's constantly changing phases all the time. And being a Cancer, let me tell you, it's a lot. And it's going to be a lot for you, Pisces, navigating this space right now with everything that's going down. We may not be feeling at the norm, just because there's a lot energetically that you're changing, So listen to that inner Pisces inside that's trying to guide you more, because it's trying to lead you to victory here, Pisces. Bet. These situations that go down, they're all these transitions and ends of cycles. They're not meant to hold us down. They're meant to try to make King of Wands out of us, helping us to rise above. And this is Pisces. I feel like with this is not Pisces. You're Pisces, but you know what I mean, Pisces. But the King of Wands, I feel like with him popping up in reverse, try not to let this catch you off guard, Pisces, with this energy that's going down. You know, it's one thing. It makes it a lot easier when we understand what's going down in our world and paying attention to that, because you're probably gonna see a lot of this, Pisces. If people aren't really tuning into what's going down, we're gonna see a lot of Knight of Wands just kind of being reactive. It's just gonna be a lot of hot panicking energy here, where I feel like that this is asking us if we're feeling kind of frantic right now. The King of Wands is the type that he gets prepped for this types of energies here. It's like we sit down and we get a game plan here, because he has a lot of energy that he's working with. And I feel like too, Pisces, with the Ten of Wands popping up in reverse like this, you know, I feel like that we're getting to a place where this doesn't have to be such a heavy burden, you know, or this doesn't have to be something where it has to be like an intense type of situation. You know, like, again, it's going to be a lot, because there's a lot of I thought this said energy, but it's fine. But there's going to be a lot of energy going down, but we can get ahead of this stuff. You don't have to let this thing catch you off guard here. You know, we can get plans, you know, as far as like, okay, I notice my emotions are a little bit here, you know, maybe I might kind of limit my interactions with people, you know, or maybe this might be time, if you know, maybe if we got some PTO and if we're feeling a lot, maybe even taking some time off. You know, just work with these energies at this time. And then again, if there are any behaviors that are bringing us down, that are preventing us from embracing this energies here too, because that's one thing I'm thinking with that Seven of Cups. If there's something that's, you know, that's holding us down here, Pisces, you know, let's change that, because you're getting ready to rise up here. You know, we got to get ready to get on our throne here. Look at you, badass, sitting on your lion throne with your flaming wand. Pimp suit. Well, not much of a pimp as a King of Pentacles, but you're still looking quite fly. More? Okay. How funny. Saturn in Pisces more? Of course not. Pisces. Talking about Saturn in Pisces. If we're resisting stuff, Pisces, now I'm seeing with the Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups, we're building up a lot of cups, Pisces. You know, I feel like that if there's, again, I feel like higher self is really trying to emphasize if there is anything, Pisces, that we feel is, because it could be like, anything, Pisces, from, do we notice that, maybe what we're watching, lowers our vibration? That's something I honestly was just thinking about. It's like, is there certain televisions, do we not, maybe we need to limit if we used to watch like a lot of gore or violence or stuff like that. If we find that we're having sensitive reactions to that, maybe we're limiting that kind of stuff, or maybe like even stressful stuff is like maybe news or something like that, maybe cutting those out. Or, maybe possibly like the music that we're listening to. Have we been listening to a lot of aggressive or maybe a lot of sad music or something? Maybe we can try listening to some healing music for a while. Are we, all these cups, Pisces, are we hydrating enough? Like really, Pisces, if there's something that we can improve on here, take that time and start working towards those, building these new habits and letting those compound, because this is going to be something that it can be intense. And again, I really want to emphasize this, Pisces. I'm not trying to, put any kind of like fear tactics or anything into you, but this is just really, this is a really prime time to find where we want to grow and where we need to grow, and be honest with that, and then take the steps towards that, So I think we're good here. Let's get some oracle cards, Pisces. But overall, Pisces, I feel like that this is solid. If we can, get eyes on this thing that's holding us, that might be holding you down, I feel like you're going to move through this swimmingly, pun intended. But on a plus side, Pisces, you know, hopefully we're feeling, at least, you know, if we're watching this today, you know, hopefully we're feeling pretty good today as far as the energies, because that I was just telling a buddy this. Jupiter is conjunct with Venus right now, and it's like at its most potent today. You know, I think that like at its, I think it was at its exact at like 11 last night. But you know, Jupiter is one of your rulers, and then Venus is exalted in your sign. Granted, they're both in Aries, but them both being in Aries, Pisces, that could be a sign as well. You know, this is astrology according to Justin here, but that could be a sign for you as well. You know, take action. Take action and grow, because Jupiter is a planet of expansion and growth and good fortune. And then, you know, Venus, also another abundant planet, you know, love, self-care, take care of yourself, you know. I'm looking at thinking with the smell card. Oh, that's another thing too, Pisces. You know, have we noticed that maybe we're feeling a little sensitive? We've had like maybe noticed a little sensitive to some strong smells. Maybe adjusting some of the smells in your house. You know, maybe working with some lighter fragrances, or maybe even just introducing some freshness into our worlds anyway. Maybe lighting some incense during this time. You know, maybe finding ways to kind of cleanse the space here, Pisces. And, you know, I feel like Pisces, with the Pop It card popping up in reverse, you know, I feel like that this is going to be a time, not that I feel like that we're focused on like material things, but this is going to be a more kind of like a spiritual time, I feel like, for you, you know, just while we're going through this transition right now. So I feel like that the Poppets is just more so asking, you know, making sure that we're kind of focusing on self, you know, really making sure that we're focusing within. And also I feel like too, you know, with this Poppets, you know, making sure that we include like different tools and things to maybe kind of, or to be open to the idea of maybe using different, or working with different tools to help foster this growth. Like, for example, if I remember when I had quit smoking cigarettes, there's this app that, oh, what is it called? Smoke Free. And I tell you what, you know, because I had quit on and off for like a number of years. And then just kind of, I got this app on, I forgot even how, I just think I might just happen to look it up. And it'll keep track of how many months. I actually haven't looked at it in a while. But it really helped when I first started. Just for like an example, it really helped when I first started, because it's like it'll keep like a timer, like for like the minutes, the seconds, the months, the years, and they'll give you like different milestones and things. It's actually really cool. So maybe, you know, being open to utilizing maybe different tools. Like if we find that we've been feeling a little stressed lately, you know, maybe finding different tools for like meditations possibly. I'm a big fan of Insight Timer, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. But you know, just something else to think about, Pisces. More anything to just, you know, to help kind of ease this transition along, you know, the end of this cycles and the beginnings. You know, I feel like maybe I'm all with it. You know, these tools are meant to be there for us to use here more. But we got the Creator card in reverse here, Pisces. And when I talking about that earlier, if we haven't, I feel like this is a good time. Really, I've been saying this for like all the signs, but you know, I feel like yours, you know, in particular, making some time, I feel like, Pisces, you know, to do some things for yourself, you know, to create some things. You know, this is not like, you know, I'm not saying like turn this into like a career or anything, but just carving out some, I mean, which if you can, you know, I'm all about that, but more so taking the time to maybe pick up like a hobby. If there's something that you do, some things that you really enjoy doing. If you find that you want to make more time for reading, or if you want to do some gardening, or maybe you want to paint or write or play music, whatever, Pisces, you know, allow yourself to express those energies, you know, and to be in that space, because that's more. No, we're good. Okay, let's switch back over, Pisces. Oh, hold on, Pisces. We're gonna switch back over, cause Weren't we just talking about the full moon? All this stuff here, Pisces. You know, there's new beginnings that's happening here. This really is, Pisces, you know, despite maybe how intense, depending on, you know, how we're feeling this energies, you know, maybe some of us may be feeling it in a different ways than others. But this really is a time to celebrate because we're getting ready to get on to something, you know, there's newness that's getting ready to happen, you know, a whole new cycle, a new chapter is getting ready to start for all of us. You know what I mean? And this is, the full moon calls us to celebrate. And you know what? Look back, Pisces, up until this point, you know, just kind of, because, you know, sometimes, you know, I feel like we may, take this time, mine's running wild, take this time to just appreciate how far you've come on your journey, you know? That's what the full moon invites us. You know, every time when the full moon's out, we all take a minute and just kind of marvel at it. And that's where I feel like this is inviting you to do, Pisces. Just kind of marvel at all the stuff that you've done up until now and to appreciate that, you know, because it's not all just about focusing on what we're letting go. You know, in this time of reflection, this is also a good period to really celebrate the wins too, because in order to get as far as you've gotten, there had to have been some kind of growth along the way. It has to, bet. You've leveled up between, I mean, we could even say from the last lunar cycle, even from yesterday. You know, there's constant growth that's happening, Pisces. So take a moment during this time too, and just celebrate. You know, this is good energy for it. So I think I'm gonna leave that there. But I'll be like that, Pisces. I enjoyed this. This was nice. So, you know, if you did, give it a thumbs up if anything resonated with you. And then, Pisces, share this. You know, we really are at a big point in time here. You know, the last time, like I was saying, you know, something big like, you know, Saturn did a shift. It's 2020, and it was when it moved in Aquarius and things went down. Funny enough, that was when my Saturn return was when it was in Aquarius, just sidebar. But it's all about cycles, Pisces. And I feel like the more people we can get like kind of aware of what's going down, it really does help make it so when you feel these things, it's like, it's not just just out of the blue. It's like, right, because, yeah, such and such is transiting and blah, blah, blah. And I know it can be a lot to keep up with, Pisces, believe me. But, you know, we got your back, you know, and just try to tune in as much as you can and just pay attention, you know, during these energies. And just kind of help share this and spread the awareness around. And then if we haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each week. And then social media. I'm doing some fun stuff. I started this group. I've been using this app Insight Timer for years, and we don't have any kind of like partnership or anything. I just enjoyed using them, and I created this group called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. It's just a little spot for, you know, anyone can join. It's just a little spot for, you know, if you think of any kind of like, think or see any kind of like encouraging messages, or just want to drop any kind of like positive affirmations, you know, just a real space to just to kind of connect and just to raise the vibration, you know, just dropping little nuggets of encouragement and, you know, just showing that we're all in this together. So that's how I'm social mediaing. I shared it on Facebook, so that's probably, I'm still trying to figure out how to share it on Instagram and on YouTube. So hang tight there, but the group has been made and it's up and running. So I'm actually going to go drop some affirmations here probably sometime during the day. I'm going to try to make it like a daily thing to just drop. It'll be at random times, just, you know, but whenever you feel like popping in, Pisces, check that out. And then lastly, you, Pisces, not that you needed any tickets, but come on, the Chariot, that's like the hottest ticket in the house. And then you throw the full moon on top of that. Man, Pisces. But if you have any Cancer in your placements, come on over to, you know, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, wherever. Come on, Pluto, come on over. Oh, that may not actually be possible, but but come on over anyway. And it's a channel where we talk everything Cancerian energy. You know, I do videos Monday through Friday, discuss lunar shenanigans, and all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you a surprise card so I can get you out of here, Pisces. Baller! Didn't I talk about the King of Pentacles? Wow. So, wow. I hope you didn't take that part. Ooh! Ooh! Pisces. Okay, hold on. There's a lot happening right now. What's your other card? Vision. Pisces. Yes. This is going to be a good time for you. What do you envision? What do you want to manifest? Because you're a pimp. Look at your suit. You see what I'm talking about? King of Pentacles is stop it. King of Pentacles is the type that wherever he goes, there's abundance. And I was geeking out, especially because when I had put him down, this is Virgo's card. Full moon in Virgo. The energies are lining up for you, Pisces. Is what that whole little freak out was. And so, Pisces, I really feel like that there's abundance that's coming for you. You know, this can be a good time for you to find some stability and to really come into your energy and to really, you know, when we had that create card in reverse, what do you want to manifest? What do you want to create? You know, because that's where the abundance is going to be, because it doesn't matter what the King of Pentacles is doing. And it's really whatever abundance that he's looking for at this time. If you're trying to create a business, create a business. If you're trying to create a work of art, do it. You know, this is King of Pentacles. He's the type, he's do it. And he's being Virgo's card, he's adaptable. You know, Virgo's, and I say that like you're not a mutable sign. You're a mutable sign, Pisces, and you're a water sign on top of that. Be adaptable in this energy, you know, yeah, ooh, look how, okay, we're doing a lot. But actually, let me get you out of here, Pisces. I feel like that about covers it. So, but abundance is coming, you know, two kings, the chariots, and the rest, judgment. This is going to be a very transformative time, and give yourself some time to get settled into this energy too, Pisces. You know, it may be a lot. It's going to be, you know, a lot to settle in. So make sure that we're getting, you know, some rest as well. So, all right, I think I'm done with you, Pisces. I hope we had a good time. You know, every time around people's birthday seasons, you know, it's just been got to get a little extra goofy. You know, have a little fun with it. But, oh, where's my mouse at? Okay. You stay safe out there, Pisces, all this energy. Stay safe, and really, Pisces, you know what, I was going to say raise it to the moon. You raise that vibration to Pluto. And I will catch you on the next one later.